Hello, men. When we're looking at a channel or organization like Men's Support Network, we really should address the elephant in the room. That is, why listen or pay any attention to me? Now, the purpose of this video is to share with you who is the man, that would be me, behind this YouTube channel, the website, and the referral organization that connects men in need with men counselors, specialized practitioners, and therapists. Now, in this video, I will share some details about my personal trauma and painful history. I will explain a bit of my personal philosophy in regards to men. I'll describe my professional qualifications and position as related to men and their support. And lastly, a brief focus on the men who offer their services through our program. So let's dive in. My personal history. Now, I've had my share of abuse, damaging drama, and unfortunately, serious trauma. Some of those things were undeniably traumatic. Others were more long-term, kind of a grinding, depressing kind of a misery. All of them had major negative impact and were hard to endure. All could have been made much easier with the proper help. That was help that for many years I didn't know I should or even could ask for, and didn't have the first idea of where to go to when I finally did understand how my life would have been better for getting that help. This bare bones list of a few of my battles is to let you know I do understand some of the pain you've been in or possibly are in right now. When I was a soldier in the Vietnam War, my first wife had a long-term affair. I came home from Vietnam with severe PTSD that has plagued me for decades. I lost the extremely contentious custody battle with my second wife, which resulted in what the lawyers today have told me to say, I believe she was actively purposeful in the alienation of my daughter. Now, since I haven't been able to talk to my daughter for over 45 years, I believe she, my ex-wife, did that on purpose. When I was 40, my 19-year-old son committed suicide. The hidden trauma of being raised by a single mother was as insidious as it was shockingly impactful. The harsh alienation by my mother from my father succeeded in my thinking he was a horrible person, and naturally I would be a horrible person because I would grow up to be just like him, a man. I suffered with a dysfunctional sex life for decades that culminated in a sexless marriage for the last several years of that marriage. I lived through the heartbreak and depression of lost love and lost life promise while watching my long-term wife become increasingly distant as she developed into, well, more of a liberated boss babe. As a young man in college, just out of the blue, I got a phone call with the news of my father's untimely death in a car accident. Years later, while I was powerless to help, I watched my mother suffer terribly and eventually die of cancer. Your list may be longer or more severe. I certainly hope not. As a man with a difficult history sprinkled with quite a bit of serious trauma, I have clear insights into the special needs of men. What's my male-oriented philosophy? I believe men have been marginalized, disrespected, lied to, lied about, conspired against, successfully segregated, and relegated to second-class citizenship throughout the fabric of culture, public institutions, civil and criminal system, and especially, oh my goodness, especially the family law courts. Symbolic of the damaging marginalization is traditional male spaces, such as locker rooms, have long been dishonored for decades, while traditional female spaces remain inviolate, intact, and have even increased to safe places on our universities and other public institutions. Domestic violence is another area that signifies the misalignment of reality to perception in Western society. Did you know about half of the registered domestic violence complaints are made by men? Yet approximately 86% of arrests are men. Go figure. A 2012 study found that on average, men receive 63% longer sentences than women for the same offenses. Men are uniformly and freely referred to as toxic, rapist, and at the least dangerous to women and children. An example of the extent is men are frequently denied the natural freedom to sit next to children for fear of public displays of pedophilia. I strongly support the traditional family. I believe men who listen to their inner voice and want a permanent, committed relationship with a woman and loving, nurturing mother for their children should be 100% respected. They are not somehow selling out to women's power or some version of an elite conspiracy. I do hope those men hold a generous heart toward men who do not share the desire to be engaged with women in any format, be it traditional or modern. I hold the same high regard for MGTOW men who are on a temporary break from women or all the way to permanent MGTOW monk. And again, I hope they hold a generous heart toward their fellow man who do not follow a similar path. While I absolutely understand red pill rage, I hold those men who are in the throes of red pill rage in the arms of understanding while patiently hoping for the anger to pass into a more comfortable pursuit of personal happiness. Whether traditional, MGTOW, or consumed with red pill rage, or any of the other categories I haven't mentioned, I ask that all men treat each other as brothers with respect and honor each man's journey from boy to man, from man to maturity. Now, I was raised in a household that was angry at men and male condemning. I was brought up to believe women were superior to men. Today, my pride in my personal progress and digging deep into my own thoughts, emotions, and understanding of the enormous value of traditional femininity and traditional masculinity far outweighs any shame of my past feminist beliefs taught to me by my home and society. Essentially, I overcame my indoctrination to find a place of honor and value for both sexes. Where do I stand as a professional? I also have years of cognitive behavior therapy, CBT, experience as a prison counselor working with teens and adults. I am not a certified or qualified as a psychologist or psychotherapist. Now, as a male-oriented, I have unique insights into the abuses of the feminist, biased mental health system, and conversely, the power of men helping men. About the men in our service. The practitioners connected to this program are all men. Also, all the practitioners have all been vetted for a high standard of men supporting men. My commitment to you is I will work as your advocate to assist you in finding the support you want and need. So, what do you think? Do men really need other men for their mental health support? Or are women just as qualified in the same position with men clients? Let us know what your experiences are or your thoughts in the comments. Also, please send this episode to someone who you think might benefit from this message. It's word of mouth referrals like this that makes the channel grow. I look forward to serving you however I can. Thank you for watching.